And more importantly, you can now look through that window and see purpose.
Okay, and we are back with Oracle, also known in some corners of the world as Dominique Rivera. We're here today, and she's our resident light worker. Now, before she gets started, in case you all wonder what a light worker is, I found a little thing by Dr. Drummond, and I found this very interesting because everybody trusts the doctor, and he's a doctor, and he is talking about in this, like, it's a 2-minute video. We're going to watch it real quick before we get into the cards. He talks about specifically to people in the healthcare field. And if you notice, remember during this pandemic, everybody referred to them as angels, as heroes, all these things. And a lot of them didn't even want to be called that. But they just are a different species. And what I like about this clip is that it applies to all of us. All of us. And I know he spoke directly to the healthcare field because they needed to believe just a little bit more. So let's take a look at what it means to actually be a light worker.
Hello, Dr. Dyke Drummond here at the home of thehappymd.com in beautiful Seattle, Washington. Quick answer to a quick question. What do I mean by light worker? Well, anybody who works in healthcare, at some point in the past, you were at a fork in the road. A fork in the road where you had a choice. You could go into healthcare or you could do anything else. And I know about this decision personally when I chose to be a doctor. You may be a doctor or nurse or anybody who works in healthcare, but you made the choice. I'm going to go into healthcare. And at that point, I don't know if you realize it, but what you chose was to be a light worker. A light worker, meaning you're now going to ally your entire professional life in service to the forces of light in the universe as we battle the forces of darkness. And in healthcare, that's specifically illness, suffering, death, dying, and family members' crazed attempts to deal with that. Along the way, you're going to be traumatized. You're going to be put through tough times. You're going to be pushed to the breaking point on behalf of your patients. And we also absorb a mantra, the patient comes first, which if extended to 24/7, 365 is unhealthy for you as a human being. So the things that happened as a result of this choice to be a light worker set you on a trajectory through your training and now through your practice to put yourself at unique risk for certain things like burnout. So we're light workers. It's important for light workers to get together and talk about what it's like to be a doctor, a nurse, a caregiver, a light worker, because of the unique stresses of having made that choice a long time ago. So the Light Workers Forum is an opportunity for us to get together.
Uh-oh, Loren, you got cut off. Hi, everybody. The doctor's making some very good points right there. And while Loren jumps back on again, I'm going to say that you see how he mentions like this forum of light workers. Hi, Loren. Welcome back. Welcome back to your show.
Yes, thank you. I can always continue to take over last time. Something happened and I came back and you were just running with it. Go ahead. Yeah,
okay.
What were you saying?
So you see how he just said we have this forum for light workers, and how I earlier expressed how I reached out to you because we're not designed to do this alone, this work alone. We're not. So we have these things called soulmates, right? And we all think, or not we all, we have a perception for some that we believe that a soulmate is a romantic relationship, and we use this
Right.
word, my soulmate, but
Right.
really it's a person who has in their blueprint before incarnating into this lifetime has accepted you on their blueprint to assist each other on your soul's mission. So Loren, you would be like a soulmate to me because we're here to assist and elevate one another in the path. And that's why I knew it was okay to reach out to you.
There you go. Perfect. So I hope that helped a lot of people. You know, when he was saying healthcare, I was like, influencer. I replaced the nurse and the doctor thing with people that do. That's us. That's all of us. And the fork in the road.
Yes.
All of it. Because there are only two choices in the universe: the one you make and the one you don't. Right.
So true.
Okay. So first time ever that you have actually brought the cards.
Yes.
Or they're probably here. You just never read them before. You said you felt drawn to do that today. So let's get into it.
All right. So I'm going to give you guys the energy weather channel for the next month. The energy forecast of the rest of July to rest of June to mid-July is
awesome.
We're going to be starting this off. We're going to kick this off with a blessing. All right. So what I'm going to be doing is just ask everybody, close your eyes momentarily while I send this blessing out to all and each and every one of you. So I'm going to be connecting to the angelic realm on behalf of everyone here through integrated energy therapy, sacred geometry. And you can look this up. His name is Stephen Thayer. He's an engineer who's designed this. And we're going to go ahead and send that frequency out to each and every one of you through the backs of your heart space. And all you have to do is breathe and allow and surrender to that which is greater than you, that which is of benevolent love, and just feel that energy come into you and accept that energy of love and light as your own. And for some of you, this might actually feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. And that just means we're working through some stuff in your heart space. I'm going to connect to Archangel Raphael, who's the angel of healing today, and he's the one that's coming forward. And I'm going to go ahead and continue to emit that frequency. And I'll be staying connected to everyone in this group for the rest of the talk today. And you can come back, and thank you so much for accepting that and inviting me into your homes today, and for Loren for inviting me onto this space and this platform today, and elevating the frequency collective. Okay, so we're going to start off with Angel Raphael, and he's blessing everyone with opportunity. Okay. And I want you guys to know this is not a tarot card or anything. This is actually a blessing card. These are cards that I pull when I actually want to give the frequency, expedite the frequency of a blessing into a certain circumstance. So you guys are all being blessed through Raphael's blessing with opportunity. And now the interesting is that it doesn't matter how many decks of cards I pull out, the energy or the overall theme will still be the same. So we see here in this first deck, opportunity is coming in. So now in my secondary deck, we have, it's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I am watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changing times. And we have to look at the collective. How many doors have closed? Now, you might not even recognize, but what am I supposed to do now, universe? I don't have any skills, universe. I don't see them for myself, universe. But really is, if you allow yourself to be open, universe is going to give you the fire. It's going to give you the fever. It's going to give you the passion. And then you're going to go, whoa, I didn't even know I had that inside me. Okay. When I opened my doors, I didn't even know I would speak. I didn't even know that I was good enough, or the skills or the talents that I had. You would have told me I would have been able to do what I do now. I would have laughed at you in your face.
Yep.
I would have laughed at you in your face.
Yep.
So recognize that you have potential that is unseen to you, that is ready to unfold. If you sit in your stillness and in your silence, it will come to light. Because in the stillness and in the silence, when we meditate or when we pray or whatever have you, you allow the reconnectivity to take over. All of the disconnection that you have placed upon yourself, that circumstances have placed upon you, they get reconnected, they heal. Okay.
Can I say something right here?
Go for it.
When I pick up the okay, you guys, what Oracle just said, let me tell you how the universe made that crystal clear to me. Long time ago, it told me, said, listen, because I always joke with people. I joke with people, and I tell them, if God Source had a bookshelf behind the desk that they sit at, about our experience with each other, it would be entitled Motivation for Dummies, because they just always give me these pictures that are so crystal clear. I'm like, well, dummy could get it when you see it like that. And exactly, is what they say back to me. But this example of what you're talking about was when it was time for me to leave the old behind and pick up the new way of thinking. It was like everything in your life, Loren, every blessing is like a piece of taffy. It can be stretched to cover so many things and people around you, but it only stretches so far. And what happens is a lot of people, they get to the point where it can't be pulled anymore. It's so tight, if you were to pluck it, it would sound like a guitar string. But your goal is to know to stop before it breaks. Stop where you're at. And oftentimes that's the hardest decision. Why? Because the reason you think you were doing it in the first place is 5 feet away from where you're at. You can't pull it anymore. You know it's going to snap. But this is where you learn to do what you just said. Stay still. Stop. It's okay. You didn't mess up. There are no mistakes. You have taken it as far as you can. Stop, Loren, and allow what is greater than you to bring what you see 5 feet away right over to you. And that's what I do. I do my best. I'm impeccable with my word. I take it as far as I can, and I stop in the stillness. And God brings it over to me each and every time.
You surrender it. You surrender the worry. You surrender being able to see, because we're so tactile. It's like we need to see it right now, but we have something called divine timing. It's not when I want it. It's not right this second, but through those tests and through that stretch, you allow the surrender. And when you surrender, whew.
See, y'all better pay attention. I'm telling you what I know. This is wonderful. And we surrender. I've seen that analogy, that metaphor in my mind for years now about stopping with the taffy pole and just standing still. And I've never laid the word surrender on top of that moment. But that's exactly what it is. Because you feel like, but I want to go over there. I'm so close. Why can't I pull it anymore? And we take that on as, what did I do wrong? No, you did everything you were supposed to. Look, taking it to the extent of its ability, of its capability, can be stretched no more. Now just stop. And that's what I do.
Right. We can't force greatness. We step into it. Mm-hmm.
Girl.
Okay. So now we have that, right? We're going to be giving birth into new ideas. And again, this is for the collective energy of the group. So I'm just going to give it to you objectively, and then you guys kind of just piece it together in your own life. So the next card we have is Francesca. The last card was Isaiah. What do you desire right now? Okay, visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. Look how beautiful that is. Negativity will block your progress. So it's like the theme that we're talking about today. It's coming in the cards. If you see it, if you believe it, it will come to you. So you have to sit down. You want to birth a new idea? You want a new opportunity? You want to birth a new idea? You want to have a new skill? What do you desire? What do you see yourself in that place? Know it in your heart. You may not have to know how to get there, but if you can associate what you need in the sense of an emotional compatibility or an emotional, I'm looking for the word, an emotional signature, and stop getting caught up in how it should look. Because that is worry. Worry is a separation from source. Worry is coming away from universe. Okay. Worry is the enemy. Worry is the opposition, because that's the only place that they can infiltrate is in your mind.
Say that again. Worry is the separation.
Worry is the separation from the universe. It is you coming away from source. That is the opposition, the enemy coming into you, trying to confuse you, saying you're not worthy. This illness isn't going to heal. This breakthrough is never coming. This promotion is too far beyond your reach. That is not of source. That is not a love and light. And everything that we do, because we are beings of light, there is always going to be an opposition.
Exactly. So people call that self-talk when it really isn't.
You know what?
Or
the labels don't even matter, right?
Don't matter. You're right. You're right.
The labels don't even matter.
You're right. Only what actually happens, and the result of what happens is what matters. Right. The manifestation.
Exactly.
Whatever is manifested. Got it.
So when you have that worry, surrender it. Okay. And you know what? I talk to clients, friends, students, and they'll go, but I'm not worried. I'm in my faith. But, and then they'll tell me, and I said, listen, it's okay to respond to yourself and say, you know what? I actually am worried. And I actually have stepped away, even if it's 5 degrees.
But
I have
how
stepped
do
away a little
we?
bit.
How do we? If I'm worried, if I have a family member that's on, let's say, on life support, or I have a final notice, or I look in the fridge and I see enough for one more meal, and I have a family of 4 right in the other room. In that moment, how does one, what do you reach for? What do we reach for? To
You ready
say,
for it? I have your
yeah,
answer.
I will, yeah,
I pulled your answer.
pull it. Pray. Lord have mercy.
We
See,
surrender.
y'all
We
better quit
surrender
praying.
because we cannot see all the potentialities that universe has for us. We could not fathom how miracles work through our lives, because that's why they're miraculous, because they're unusual. They're not normal. We've never expected them. That's why they're miracles, because they come to us in this beautiful array, a display that we could have never fathomed. We could have never fathomed that display. And Loren, you don't know this about me, but I almost was homeless. After my divorce, my husband actually winded up accruing debt under my name. My ex-husband accrued debt under my name, and all the money that I had saved got taken out by the government to pay his things. And so now, because I was very ill at the time, now I had no way to pay my house. Loren, for 2 years, I fought Wells Fargo without a lawyer. Without a lawyer, I fought Wells Fargo to keep my house. They sent me a sheriff's sale notice. Universe was like, listen, don't pack. And my family and my friends were like, yo, why aren't you packing? Once that notice comes in and the sheriff's sale comes up, you can't take stuff out of your house after. And universe was like, no, don't pack. The days came, the days went, and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And did I have any money? No, I didn't. Did I have a lawyer? No, I didn't. Was Fargo much bigger? He was my Samson. What is that? The Goliath. He was my Goliath. Okay. And so 2 days came before the sheriff's sale, and my sister's like, no, let's pack today. And I said, universe says stay put. Loren, it wasn't until the morning of the sheriff's sale that I got a letter in the mail. Sheriff's sale had been canceled. Sheriff's sale had been canceled. And I was able to stay in my house. The morning of. The
See
morning
what I'm saying?
of. And my the sheriff's sale was scheduled for 1:30. And that morning I got the letter. And I cried and I whipped and I said, thank you, universe, for allowing me to stay, because I know I have purpose and I know that this is part of being there. And this testimonial is going to be for someone who needs to hear it. Ooh. So we pray, because we don't recognize that prayer. We think that prayer is this like thing. It's just like a thing that we do. Right. And it's not that. It's an intention. Like it's a frequency. It is a deliverance. It is a surrender. It is everything. It is manifestation. Okay. Because the universe can hear you. It can recognize what your needs are. And so you're basically surrendering, because this is the process of surrendering. Universe, I don't see the way out, so I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. And we sit in that. And this is part of our stillness and part of our silence. And that's why these labels don't matter, because that silence can be in any which manner in which you see. Now, coming around to this, there's a recommendation here for the most of us, well, for the collective here. Healthful eating this next month. Healthful eating is very important. Why?
That's what Dr. Mark said yesterday. Whole foods and plant-based diet, he said.
This is very important during this time. That is because the energy of the food that we're consuming is a higher frequency. So it's going to help us in this shift. It's going to help us in this wobble that we're all in to get us to the next stage. It's going to help us have enough energy, enough clarity, enough everything. But we have to, it starts with what we eat, because we're a sick society, and the red meats and the low vibrational food. We don't, first of all, you go to the Wawa and you have the person behind the counter just cursing all up on your food and make that negativity from the person who hates their job. Listen, if we can have that in our life and we take responsibility for the things that we're putting in our body, you're going to see the shifts that are going to be happening.
Ooh, you said something right there. Because I was like, and I've heard, and plant-based, I always
the chemicals. But if we look at it from an energetic standpoint, okay, you just absorb the lowest frequency possible into your body. So what happened? Your body reacted to that and came down. It went to match what you ate.
Right.
So
got it. Okay, that was clear. Crystal.
Important eating. Okay. Eating is important. Now, last card here for everybody moving forward. You guys are going to like this one. Now this is a dish. This Pray and Helpful was a different deck, and so is this one.
Okay.
I am the angel of peace. This is Shanti. For those of you who want to know, I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. Listen, a smoother road ahead, and we have to speak into that. We have to speak into that. Today might have been bad, but I know tomorrow is going to be better. And even if we have to continue to breathe into that belief, breathe into that notion, because that's where hope and faith is built.
Amen.
Okay. Your tranquility is coming. Your promotion is coming. The breakthrough is coming. The sickness isn't going to stay forever, but you have to breathe life into it. You have to breathe life into it and recognize that you already succeeded. When you look into that future timeline, like you, Loren, with the magazine, you look into that future timeline, it already exists. We just have to step into it. We just have to show up into it and walk that path, because it's already available to us. Your smoother road ahead is available for you. It's already there. You just have to open your arms and claim it.
Yes. Yes.
And that is my PSA for June to July.
Listen, thank you. And I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to tell you another little story real quick. And it's the truth. And it's just so amazing, you know, and even with all this proof, having lived all this proof, I still have to go from point A to point Z in order to surrender completely each and every time. Surrender and doing these things on an ongoing basis is never just happenstance or a second nature. It for the first nature of it is the entire challenge that comes with it.
Yes.
The reinvesting, the recommitting, it's like you have to go back to point A and say, I'm willing to do this all over again, because I already know what's waiting for me at the end of surrender. I already know what's on the other side of purpose. I already know what is over there in the field of blessings for me to just, I can't even carry it all. There's so much. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. When in 2018, I said I put on my board of purpose. Everybody knows I got this wall of Post-it notes. I put up there on that wall of intentions to be on a magazine cover. I said I've been in 100 and some magazines, and I've never been on one. I want to be on one. It was 3 weeks later that I saw a magazine that had an older guy as the cover model, and I said, you know what? I want to be on that magazine. And I went and I Googled it. I found out who owned it, and I went to LinkedIn and I found her, and I got her on the phone 2 days later on a Zoom call. And she said, I have a hard stop at 25 minutes after. And I said, okay. I hemmed and hawed until 20 minutes after. And then I just cut to the chase. And I said, Vicki, I know you don't know me, and but all I want to know is, what do I need to do to make it onto your cover?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, oh, Loren, you had the cover 18 minutes ago.
Ooh.
Girl. There it is, back there on the wall. And since then, I've been able to help 5 other people live that very dream. And that is the thing about purpose. When you stop at taffy pull and plant your feet and just center your spirit and allow Source to bring what it is you've asked for over to you. Because one thing I've learned about God, about Source, is that our blessings, the things that we truly need, not what we want. Because there's a difference between asking from a place of need and asking from a place of want. Want is ego-based, and it just comes like with a wish list. Need is purpose-based, and it comes with a plan. You know, I know that if I need to lose 20 pounds because I don't want heart disease, I don't want hypertension, I don't want diabetes, if I need to lose 20 pounds, because when I say I want to lose 20 pounds, I never do it. But when the doctor says you need to lose 20 pounds or this is going to happen, it comes with a plan. So that means I need to shop better, because I need to cook better so that I can eat better to lose the weight I want. If I say I need a bigger house instead of I want a bigger house, because I may not need a bigger house, I may need to do something else with that money. But if I really need a bigger house, then that means that it comes with the plan. Well, that means, Loren, you need to have another source of income. You need to cut down this much every month on your credit card bill in order to afford that house you want.
Yes.
So I'm just telling you, because you kept saying it, I wrote it down, what you need. what you need. And the beautiful thing about how you know you're getting a blessing, and it's what you need, because what you believe to be greater than you wants you to stop and be still, so that he, she, they can come over and say, is this what you asked for? It is. So that you know who's handing it to you. Because a lot of us, when we ask for things and then 5 minutes after we get it, girl, guess what happened? Remember I told you my gas was going to get cut off if I didn't have that $40? I dug in the couch and found a $50 bill. Girl, see, out of nowhere. That money came out of nowhere. I can't believe it. It's too good to be true.
Out
Giving
of
all the
nowhere.
credit of the blessing to anything but where it really came from. That's a big part of why we can't practice consistency.
Right.
That's
We
why
invalidate. We invalidate the experience.
validating the experience. Yes, yes, yes. So what can we do for those out there wondering, how do I make all these wonderful ooey gooey chewy centers of purpose? How do I make them a part of my everyday life so that I can get to the heart of the mission that I was sent here for in the first place?
And this comes down to stop going to hang and being around people that are matching your frequency when you're in a low frequency state. So when we get sad, we get the big pint of ice cream, we put sad movies on, we sit in the dark and we boo-hoo and we boo-hoo. No. Find someone who elevates your spirit. Listen to music that elevates your soul, that brings you life. Okay, we have a pandemic going on. You guys can't go outside, but you know what you have power over is what you can consume. What you can consume in your mind, what you can consume in your heart, what you can consume in your body. This is a time of consumption. Find your stillness. I hear a lot. Well, I can't meditate because I have ADHD. I have dyslexia and ADHD. And
I got ADHD too. That ain't no excuse.
And it is just, you have not learned to focus, but we give this label, but you have not learned to focus because your parents weren't taught to focus. So they couldn't teach you how to focus. And then this is just kind of like a repetitive cycle. So find the ways you want to consume that higher frequency. Find people who bring you life and joy. Find light, be in the sun. When you feel low, do not allow yourself to throw yourself a pity party. Self-talk yourself. You know what, Oracle? I have closed my business and I did that. I opened my business with $3. So the people who haven't seen me before know. And it ran for 6 years. And I could have been like, man, the universe is unfair. Man, what is this? But no, it's like, Oracle, chin up, straight back. There's something greater for you. Be the best friend you need to be, that you are for other people. Be that compassionate version that you are for other people, but be it for you. We don't give ourselves enough credit. All of the self-judgments and self-doubts and all this negative self-talk, be that for you. It starts inside of you. And it's not going to change until you start consuming higher frequency things.
Yes, I say all the time, as influencers and impactors in this world, don't you dare ever offer anybody in this universe a meal of content that is 0 calories. I don't serve up 0 calorie content. I don't care. And that means sometimes you got to be willing to be unpopular. You got to be willing to sit here on a show and one day maybe only see one person watching. But you know what? If that's the one life that you're going to change or save, how many do you need?
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?